Colorado.
Good morning and welcome to your Monday, October 14th edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm your in-studio host, Julio Garcia, and I'll be joining you on today's edition where we're celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day as well as National Dessert Day. So we got a very sweet show for you guys today where we're going to be talking about Halloween candy, a dessert football that you can use for all your tailgates, as well as a delicious key lime pie. So join us on this very sweet special of Good Morning Vail.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
welcome back to Good Morning Vail, everyone. We are kicking off today's show talking all things Halloween candy. Halloween is just around the corner a few weeks ago, and we're about to find out what are people's favorite Halloween candies, how they like to eat candy corn, and many more things all about candy. Let's take a look.
And she's joining us now. Carly, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy Halloween season.
So, Carly, we're curious, what are the most popular Halloween treats for 2024?
We asked Americans for their favorite Halloween treats for 2024, and we have the answers. Coming in at number one, probably no surprise, is chocolate. It's a favorite throughout the year, and if you're looking for a little Halloween twist on it, Americans' favorite Halloween treat shapes are bats, pumpkins, and ghosts, so those are all a great fit. Next up, we have chewy candy and gummy candy, and a lot of Americans are looking for something a little spooky for the season. 2/3 of Americans say that they want something with a creepy or a scary theme, and there are so many options for that within chewy and gummy candy. Then, of course, you cannot talk about the Halloween season without talking about the admittedly controversial candy corn. No matter how you feel about it, you cannot deny that candy corn is an iconic part of the Halloween season.
Great job there. So we have to ask, what is the right way to eat candy corn?
The only way to make a controversial treat even more controversial is to ask people, what is the right way to eat candy corn? And Americans are pretty split on this. 28% of Americans start with that narrow white end and eat it layer by layer. 15% of Americans start with that larger yellow end and eat it layer by layer in the other direction. But, you know, more than half of Americans, 57% of them, eat that entire thing at once. They just go for it.
Beautiful job. How much excitement are you seeing throughout the country for Halloween?
There is so much enthusiasm for the Halloween season. You may have seen as early as July in retailers candy and decor and costumes because people are that enthusiastic about it, and they understand that the Halloween season is about so much more than just October 31st. It is an entire season to celebrate, whether you are decorating your home or making your costume or just enjoying some treats with friends and family. It's an entire season to celebrate. But don't worry, if your favorite thing to do for the Halloween season is go trick-or-treating on October 31st, there are plenty of treats to go around. 97% of Americans who will welcome trick-or-treaters say that they will be handing out chocolate and candy this year.
And how can chocolate and candy enhance the Halloween season and other special moments throughout the year?
Chocolate and candy have this really unique ability to lighten moods and brighten spirits and add that little bit of sweetness, whether it's a holiday, a special occasion, or just a treat yourself moment on an ordinary day. But at the same time, people do understand that chocolate and candy are treats. And in the United States, people enjoy chocolate and candy about 2 to 3 times per week, which averages just 40 calories and 1 teaspoon of added sugar. And that includes special, what we like to call candy moments, like the Halloween season.
And where can we go for more information?
We've got all the tricks you need for treating at alwaysatreat.com/Halloween, and we encourage people to join the conversation by using the hashtag Halloween Treats on social media.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night?
She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires.
Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
This show looks at anything that has an engine and a story told by the owners. This is a scooter. Have you had it the whole time?
I have not. It's actually the third time I've owned the car.
Sell, regret, sell, regret. to the actual prototype GT40. I got to sit in that car.
Oh, I gotta get me one of these, man.
We've got all the muscle, the speed, and the stories.
I got stage 4 cancer. A bunch of friends came together and decided that this thing needed to get done then. A lot of friends came together and made this thing happen.
Hey, if it has an engine and a story, you're going to hear about it on rides.
Almost every vehicle, doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, there's some tie to your past.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Good morning, Vail.
We are back with more here on Good Morning Vail. It is also football season, fall season, and tailgating season. And right now we're about to take a look at part 1 of a delicious dessert football. Let's take a look at this delicious recipe.
Welcome back. We are in the kitchen. We've made so many delicious and savory treats this entire week for the big game on Sunday, but I'm going to show you how to make a football-themed dessert board. The centerpiece of this is an actual chocolate football, but we're going to go ahead and get started and make it like a buttercream, cream cheese type frosting consistency. So what you'll need for this is powdered sugar, cream cheese. We're going to use a whole block of cream cheese, plus about ½ cup of butter, which is equivalent to 1 stick. Now you can use the unsalted. I like a little bit of salt with my sweets, so I chose to use the sea salted butter today. And then we're crafting and we're building because you have to make a football shape. So I've got all kinds of fun little tinfoil contraptions over here that I will show you how to use as we get started. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Our base is going to start with the cream cheese. So we've got 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. As you can see, it's definitely a little bit on the tight side. Just grab a knife here. Or we can use our scissors. We're going to go ahead and cut the top of it off right here. There we go, just like that. Perfect. Got that cut off. We're going to open it up. And the beauty of using cream cheese, we can literally just dump it into our bowl. So all you'll need is a large mixing bowl. You may need 2 for later, but I'll show you with all of our tinfoil contraptions what we're going to use there. So we've got the cream cheese out. You want it to sit out for a bit for room temperature. We probably let it sit out for about 15 minutes here. And we're just going to go ahead and start to fluff it up just a little bit. So we're just fluffing it, and you can put it on a low temperature so that it doesn't go flying all over the place. And as you can see, if it was a little softer, it'd be a little bit easier, but that's okay because we really just want to get the consistency so that other ingredients can mix in with it. It's looking good to me here. It's okay that we've got a bunch in our mixers here. So then we're going to go ahead and add our butter, and our butter has been sitting out as well. This is also softened. We're going to make sure everything softens up so we can mix it together, and then we're going to put it in the fridge so that it can actually take shape and make the football that I cannot wait to show you how to do. It's going to be a fun one. All right, so we've got this butter in here, and this is a ½ cup of butter, which is equivalent to 1 stick exactly. So we're going to go ahead and get that a little bit mixed in. And as you can see, because that butter is nice and soft, it's blending in really, really nicely here. There you go, and you just kind of keep it going, just like that. So we've got our cream cheese and butter mix. Now it is the big game, which means calories don't count on this day. So this is definitely one that you can indulge in. We've got our cream cheese and our butter. So you're thinking, how do I make that sweet? Well, Not to fear, powdered sugar is here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 cups of powdered sugar in here. And when I add powdered sugar, because it does tend to create like a cloud when you start using an electric mixer with it, I like to kind of add it in increments. So we're gonna get 1 full cup to start. I'll probably do this about 4 times because I'll divide it in half and we'll pour it in and just incorporate it in nice and slowly. And you know, it really doesn't matter, like if your cup is a little bit full, that's okay, because who doesn't like more sugar? If you're a sugar fiend like I am, to me, this is delicious. So we're just gonna add a little bit in here and we're just gonna start going just like that, right? So we've added a little bit in, making sure that it doesn't go everywhere. Probably risky that I decided to wear black today on the day that I'm working with powdered sugar, but that's okay. We'll add a little bit more in here just at a time. And we're just gonna keep adding and folding and mixing just like that. Here we go. We'll go up a little bit. There we go. And it's looking great, making a mess here. But if you're not making a mess in the kitchen, are you actually cooking? That's what I always like to say. So we're just gonna add a little bit more in there. As you can see it, I love the smell of powdered sugar. You smell candy and treats and memories as you are smelling the powdered sugar as it's mixed in with the cream cheese and the butter. Now we're gonna add a little bit more here. Just go nice and slow. So I'm on the lowest setting on my electric mixer here, and we're just gonna blend it. Try to make sure that we're keeping it in the center of the bowl. It's looking great. I'm just gonna keep it going. Rock and roll, looking awesome there. We'll add a little bit more in and just keep mixing and blending and mixing and blending until we've got 2 cups of sugar in our bowl here. Well, try not to make a mess, but you know what? It is what it is. Probably should have worn the apron today. So we're just gonna keep on blending and mixing. It's getting thicker. You can see the consistency changing there. Looking great. All right. All right, so that's our first cup of sugar. Here we are, just partying it up in the kitchen. Watch out for all of that white flaky goodness, which happens in the snow here on the slopes and in the kitchen with all of this delicious powdered sugar here. So we got about another cup, adding that in. And then we're almost done because this is just going to be the basis of our football. And then we put it in the fridge, let it chill, and we just keep it going. Now, if I had a helper in the kitchen, like a Kevin or a Ross or Gretchen, I would be having them actually consistently pour the sugar in as I blend it. But since it's just me here, I don't want to make too much of a mess, even though I think it's probably too late for that. We're just going to add a little bit in increments at a time. So we're just going to keep it going just like that. And don't worry, it cleans up really easy. Looking good, looking good. I'm just gonna hold this in place and we're gonna add a little bit more sugar in. Probably dangerous, this could spin out of control here, but here we go. It's called being innovative and efficient in this one-woman show that we've got going on. But as you can see it, like I'm trying to keep the powdered sugar away from the edges of the bowl and mixing it in, but it looks like a great frosting. And this is actually the basis of a buttercream frosting, which is great. If you wanted a little bit more butter flavor, we'd put more butter in it and less cream cheese. All right, all of the sugar is in there. But any sort of frosting that you're making always starts with the butter and the powdered sugar, and you just whip it to your desired texture that you want. And we got the last of it in there. Okay. Looking great, looking great. All right, now here is the fun part. I want to lick my fingers, but I'm going to wait till the end. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to separate and pull 3 tablespoons aside. So if you have a plastic bag, or what I did is I took tin foil inside of a cup, because we're going to make like a little piping contraption here. It does not have to be perfect. So we're going to put about 3 tablespoons in here, and it's nice and light and fluffy. That looks good to me. I think we'll be good. Add a little bit more for good's sake. There we go. Just adding it in, and then we're gonna set it aside because we're gonna use that later. And I'll show you what we're gonna use with it later. So now here's the best part. chocolate. A football is made out of brown leather, so we are gonna make this chocolate and delicious. So what I did was I took Oreo cookies, or a chocolate sandwich cookie, and I crushed it up in my blender. So there are about 20 cookies in this here, and then we're just gonna incorporate that into our mix. So it looks like a delicious milkshake, Oreo cookie shake here, but it's not. It is an Oreo cookie frosting, but it's going to turn into a football dip pretty quickly here. So we've got that going. It's looking great. I'm gonna add in the rest of it, just like that. Try not to make a big giant mess, but here we are in the kitchen making a mess. All right, stirring it all up, looking great. Keeping it going, adding a little bit more in here to finish it out. Okay, that looks like Oreo cookie goodness, but the trick to make it chocolatey, we're adding some additional chocolate syrup into it. So you can measure this out if you want to, and in theory, you could do about 2 tablespoons, but that's what 1 tablespoon looks like in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some more, because why not? All the chocolate that you want there. So that's just Hershey's chocolate syrup there. You can use any kind that you want to, sugar-free if you want to, but if you wanted to make it less sugary, but what's the point, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and continue to stir it. Just blend it all together, and guess what? We are almost done with our actual, I guess you could call it the base of our football, with what is going to make the shape. Man, that looks good. I can smell the chocolate, the powdered sugar, and then, of course, Oreo cookies. Who doesn't love a good creamy Oreo cookie? All right. And I didn't do anything special with the Oreos in the blender. Actually, I just put them right in. It's got all the frosting in it that you would need, so it adds an extra layer of sweetness. Now, here is the fun part. We've got a container. You can take a bowl if you want to, or this container, and we're going to grab plastic wrap. And you're gonna put that plastic wrap on the inside of this container. Now, I like to do one this way and then one this way, just to make sure that we're covering all surfaces. And I gotta pull this out here. Always fun working with plastic wrap here, right? You pull it out. Not the best for the environment, but when you're in the kitchen, sometimes it is necessary. So we made a little nest with our plastic wrap. And then I'm gonna move this here. We're gonna grab a spoon out of our handy dandy silverware drawer. And then you're just gonna scoop this in here. So you're gonna scoop it, and you wanna make sure that it's like, I chose this tin foil because it actually is a little bit of a football shape, but we're gonna be shaping this anyways. So if you have a bowl at home is just as fine. You can just make sure that it's in a nice round bowl, but I like to get something as close to a football shape as I can, and then we're gonna shape it when we let it set in the fridge, which you wanna let set for about an hour. So we'll make sure that we definitely have a part 2, because man, this dessert board and the finished product is gonna be incredible. I cannot wait to show you what it's going to look like. So stay tuned. We will show you part 2 very shortly, and we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way.
Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
Every day around the world, when tragedy, danger, and disaster strike. When life and death hang in the balance, we look to the heroes among us.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everyone. Earlier on the show, we presented to you guys part 1 of our dessert football with Kim in the kitchen. Well, she's back with part 2 to show us the final product, as well as a bunch of other different things we can add to dip and enjoy this delicious dessert football. Let's go take a look and see the final product.
Welcome back. It is part 2 of the football dessert board. And who doesn't love a good board? I know we've had butter boards all year long, charcuterie boards, and now dessert boards. They are all the rage, especially when they're football themed. I'm going to show you what we've done so far and how to make this look presentable and fun for your friends to eat. Now, if you recall, we made our delicious cream cheese, butter, powdered sugar, Oreos, and chocolate syrup mix. So it's brown like a football, and we froze it, or we chilled it for about an hour in the fridge. I put it in this tinfoil container to kind of begin the beginning shaping of a football. Now we used the plastic wrap, and that kind of helps us with the shaping here. And it's okay if you've got little different ridges in it, because we're going to actually cover it to make it even more football obvious with chocolate chips. So we've got a platter here. You want to make sure that your platter is ready to go, because you're going to put all kinds of things on top of it. We've got it shaped a bit like a football, so we're going to put it in the center there, and then you're just going to pull the plastic wrap off. Now you want to do this kind of quickly because you don't want it to melt quite yet while you're shaping it. So my hands are about to get really messy here, but that's okay. So it kind of looks like a football. We're just going to shape it around. You just pat it, make it look nice like a football shape, just like that. All right, we're shaping it, shaping it, shaping it. Does it look even enough for me? I'm happy with it. We're going to go with that, and I'm going to take my fingers and wipe the chocolate off. But you know what? We're about to get even more messy, because I've got about a cup of semi-sweet mini chocolate chips here. We're just going to go ahead and dump it on top, and then you're just going to press it into the mixture, the delicious creamy mixture that we've got going on here. So I'm just going to keep sprinkling and sprinkling and sprinkling. All right. Getting it in there, we're pushing it in. Make sure you get the front of it, because that's important. And you can just kind of like dump it through this cup and press it into your chocolate mixture, your chocolate, cheesy, sugary, buttery, all of the things that we love that make things indulgent. All the flavors are in this dip itself. And the best part is it's no bake. So if you are not sure how to bake a dessert, this is the dessert you should make for your friends and your family. We're just going to keep on pouring those chocolate chips all around the side of it. My hands are looking covered in sweets. I might have to lick them later when we're done. So we're just covering it with these chocolate chips here. And the best part about while you're adding the chocolate chips, it makes it easier to shape it, because it's not as sticky to your fingers. So I'm just going to keep on going. We're getting done with it there all the way around. And you just kind of keep pouring those chocolate chips on it. Looking great. Looking like a football. I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell it. I'm getting excited. I think this is going to be the hit of the party. Just saying. You know, it puts a little bit of time into it, but it's actually quite easy. If you're not good at baking, this is the way to go. A block of cream cheese, a stick of butter, 2 cups of powdered sugar, blend it all together. Take about 20 Oreos or chocolate sandwich cookies, blend those up. You can crush it with a rolling pin if you don't have a blender that you trust, but we're just kind of keep putting all of that in here. All right, it's looking good. You know, sometimes if you can't get all the way to the sides, that's okay too. We've got a little bit of chocolate chips left, so no chocolate chip left behind is how I look at it. All right, we're doing that. All right, squeezing it, just pushing it all the way in there, shaping it like a football. Looking good. Now I'm gonna do a quick hand rinse because next we've got to decorate. So here we go. Rinsing those hands off. Perfect. Stepping away. All right, we're gonna dry my hands because next we're gonna do the fun part, and that is piping the laces on. Now, a typical football has about eight laces across, one down the center, so the seam, and that's just to help with spiraling. You kind of know where to grip the football. It's okay if you can't get that many out of here. But what we did earlier, before we added in the chocolate syrup and the crushed Oreos, we actually took about 3 tablespoons of our mixture ahead of time. And if you have a plastic bag, that works best, but if you don't, that's okay. You're just gonna take, what we did is we put a tin foil into a cup, and then we piped we scooped 3 tablespoons of the mixture into the cup. And that keeps it white because you remember we started with butter. There we go, looking great. We started with the butter, the cream cheese, and the powdered sugar mixture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna gently apply pressure, and we're just gonna keep it going. We're just gonna make it look like a football, like just dolloping it on just like that, and you can just kind of spread it apart. And it's okay, we'll probably do about, I'd say for this football, we're just gonna do about 3 laces. So we're gonna just squeeze one across the middle, and last one there. You have to be careful, those chocolate chips are tricky. They'll come and get stuck for you. All right, we're just gonna use our fingers there. And you know what? If we don't like how it looks, that's okay, because lo and behold, we've got a knife. And you can just shapen that up just like that, make it look nice and pretty. Now you want this mixture to be a little bit more room temperature so that you can shape it a little better. There we go. Looking like a football. It's okay if it's not perfect, because let's be honest, the second this hits the table, this is gonna be gone anyways. All right, you're just gonna shape that up. We've got 3 laces across the top here. Looking beautiful, looks great. And now the fun part, adding the desserts to the board. And you don't even have to worry about trying to clean up these chocolate chips if you wanted to, which I'm doing, scooping them into the middle here. All right, we've got 2 different kinds. I've got the chocolate kind, and I've got the vanilla or the honey kind. And these are gonna represent both teams playing each other. So we're just gonna decorate the outside of our board. Plus, it really doesn't matter what you want to decorate this with. You can do candy, you can do 2 different colors of candy. But I would say if you're playing with a football, just get 2 different kinds of the candy or the cookies or whatever, so that you can represent different teams on the board here. All right. So we're just gonna sprinkle some of these chocolate graham cracker cookies here. You can do vanilla wafers, regular graham crackers, cinnamon sugar flavored graham crackers. And just kind of sprinkle these all along the board here. All right, we're gonna do lots and lots of chocolate teddy bears on this side. And then I'm moving on to the honey. We've got gummy bears, we've got pretzels, because sometimes people like a combination of salty and sweet. It's really whatever you want to put on this board. It's gonna be delicious. I cannot wait to dig into it. I know on the in-between, while I was doing my cleanup, I was licking the bowl. It was so good. I cannot wait for you to try this and to make it at home. It's quite easy. All right, we're putting in these honey flavored. So we've got 2 different colors here. Now it looks good, right? We love a honey graham cracker or the Teddy Grahams, and we love a chocolate Teddy Graham as well. But looking at the board, it's not fun and vibrant. So I typically would advise, as you can see, I might like the honey grahams a little bit better than the chocolate ones. So I would we're gonna go ahead and add some of these pretzels in too, just to put a little bit of fun here. And I'm gonna just bookend my pretzels on either side of these teddy bears here, just like that. All right, looking good. This can represent, I don't know, face masks, goalposts, the net that catches the ball after they kick it through for the extra point. Whatever you want. I think it's just fun to be creative. And this is the best part. Now, who doesn't love a giant bag of gummy bears? because I'm going to tell you, you're going to be refilling this plate. That chocolate is going to be there. All right. And the best part, all of the different colors, because it represents all of the fans that are sitting in the stands. All shapes and sizes, races, football fans, you know, it is what it is. Not everybody is going to be a 49ers, and as I'm dropping gummy bears all over the place, not everyone's going to be a 49ers fan or a Chiefs fan, but everybody is a football fan if you're going to the game. You like fun, excitement. Look at that. It's just looking quite delicious. Sweet, savory, mostly sweet and a little bit savory. So we're going to sprinkle all of these on here, and you can just do whatever you want to, you know, go to town. You can go to a specific candy store and go with colors if you want to, or just go to the grocery store and get whatever options that they have available there. You can put different kinds, but I'm going with the teddy bear theme because I just think it's fun. It represents all of the fans in the stands and on the field. So happy Football Sunday. Enjoy this delicious dessert tray. You can make it in all kinds of shapes. You could do a teddy bear for Valentine's Day, whatever you want. But either way, I can't wait to dive in. I think I'm going.
Good morning, Vail.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunities of points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
Experience the beauty of fall on the rails of the Leadville Railroad. Take in the cool mountain breeze as you climb to 11,000 feet to watch the vibrant reds, oranges, and golds of fall come alive. Enjoy delicious hot beverages, learn some history, and relax with family and friends. Create fall memories in the heart of the Rocky Mountains. Offering daily trips, the weekend specials sell out fast. To secure your seat, book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
Just, it sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No. Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
This is Necklace. This easy-to-use, non-surgical alternative improves the appearance of sagging skin around your neck and jawline. Made from medical-grade tape, Necklace lasts up to 10 hours, giving you a firmer, smoother look all day long. Women everywhere are thrilled with the results.
Necklace is my time machine, and I'm loving life again.
Necklace is way better than surgery. It's cheaper and it's easier.
Use the on-screen QR code or visit sagnomore.com to order now. We even give you a money-back guarantee. Try Necklace today.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everyone. We are continuing to celebrate National Dessert Day here on the show. And Kim and Kevin had the opportunity to go on into the kitchen and prepare a delicious key lime pie, which is a perfect opportunity to make this at home and celebrate National Dessert Holiday yourself. Let's go into the kitchen and take a look at this delicious recipe.
It's Pie Day.
Pie Day.
You know, this is a fun holiday. Do you have a favorite pie?
I actually have a favorite pie. It's key lime pie.
A key lime
It
pie.
is
Oh,
my
I
favorite.
wonder why he said that.
Yeah. And I can't say cheesecake. I love cheesecake, but it's cake.
Yeah, and it's
Not a
true.
pie.
It's true. Sometimes you can make a graham cracker crust for a cheesecake,
Or
but it's
crust.
not the same. So we are making a key lime pie. And this is honestly one of the easiest recipes for a key lime pie.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
Well, we will be the judge of that. It involves sour cream, sweetened condensed milk, obviously lime juice. You can use regular limes if you don't have key lime, but we do have key limes
you gotta
here.
use key lime.
You have to. You know, it just makes it a little bit of a different taste, and then also the zest of the key lime. So very simple recipe. You can make your own graham cracker crust, but
we cheated.
We cheated today.
Yeah.
Because
Or we could say, no, we made it and put it in this lovely pie pan.
You know, we really did. We were really great at crushing it all together and pressing it into the pie pan. So this is going to be a really fun and easy recipe. We need 28 ounces of sweetened condensed milk.
Okay, we got that.
We're going to go
Right
ahead
here.
and open those, and we're going to pour them here into our giant mixing bowl. And we're also going to make the whipped cream from scratch. So it's going to be so fun.
Shut the
and
gondola door.
Shut the gondola door. It's going to be great, and it's going to be easy. So we've got a half a cup of light sour cream, and then we need 3/4 of a cup of the lime juice. And so we've got a fun little lime
Kevin's
juice
going to be
mixer.
squeezing some lime juice, I take
Kevin's
it.
going to be squeezing some lime juice. He's going to be mixing it up. And
The official squeezer of
do you want to be the official
TV8?
squeezer, and
Yeah.
I can scrape the?
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, let's do
I'm
that.
going to need to get
We'll do
started on these things.
A little switcheroo here.
Okay.
So yeah, the sweetened condensed milk is very different. You know, it's just basically sugar and milk, but it's been kind of cooked down, and it's just easier to buy it from the grocery store. You could try to make it on your own, but what's the point?
What's the point?
You know, these cans usually come in about 14 ounces, so we've got 2 cans here, and we need 28 ounces for this key lime pie. Now, if you're doing a filling on the key lime pie, it's usually like a 9-inch pie pan, and it should give you just enough to fill it all the way to the top of your pie. So pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see if
do you
we
feel
get
like
the
you're
measurements right.
you're still back in Florida, Kevin?
I do. I just smell these key limes.
You know, I think I'm in the mood for a tropical vacation. You know, last week we made the whole orange blender cake. That was fun.
That was fun. That was a
It was
blast.
actually quite delicious. That was a viral TikTok recipe, which we had never tried before.
Never thought it would work in a million years, and it did.
And it did.
It did.
It was pretty great. You know what? This sweetened condensed milk definitely gets a little bit sticky at times, so just be aware of that when you're popping open your
Sweet, sticky.
can. Everything you need for a dessert, right? Yeah, I would say so. But you know, Kevin, you're crushing
I know.
the juicing game of these key limes.
I've been told that before.
But you know, if you don't
good
have
juicer.
if you don't have the key limes, that's okay too. You can use regular limes. You can actually also use lime juice. But we're being as close to authentic as we can be in this process. Now, Kevin, have you ever made a graham cracker crust from scratch?
You know, I can't say that I have.
It's really quite simple.
Yeah?
You know?
I bet you use graham crackers.
You use graham
One
crackers.
ingredient,
You
main.
use about 6 tablespoons of melted butter,
Okay.
some sugar. You blend it all together, pour it in, and then
And voila.
And voila, and you put it into the oven. But you know it's different. It's actually you bake it at about 375 if we were to make this from scratch.
Okay.
So sweetened condensed milk is looking great. Now here's the interesting part. We're actually going to add sour cream to this key lime pie mixture.
Okay.
And the sour cream gives it a nice like fluffy, and I would say almost lighter than using cream cheese or something along those lines. And I prefer the sour cream over the cream cheese just because it's a lighter consistency than the density of some cream cheese.
Well, have at it.
There we go.
Have
Great.
at it.
So we would use about a half a cup, but we'll kind of guesstimate here what that would look like as we are putting this sour cream
Now,
into
how many
our
ounces
mixer.
of this lime juice do I need?
We need about 3/4
before I
of
get
a cup.
arthritis in my hands. I'll never play the piano again.
Always make Kevin do the the manual labor in the
Great
kitchen here.
time here.
We need about 3/4 of a cup, but you're doing
Hey, I'm
great.
getting there.
You are. Well, you continue to do that. I'm going to actually scoop my sour cream into our measuring cup here. But yeah, so pie. It's an infinite number.
Yeah.
What do you think about it? Are you a math guy?
I wouldn't say I'm a math guy, but I know what the numbers were, obviously, from the quiz that you gave me earlier.
Continue to go on and on and
Yeah.
on. You know, I was looking up different like regions have different pies that are specific to them. That was pretty cool.
Huh.
Yeah. Colorado.
Can you recall a few of them?
I can. We got the Palisade peach pie in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one.
That's
and
a big
then
one.
obviously, if you're on the East Coast or in the South, pecan pie is usually #1. I know.
Is it pecan or pecan?
You know, I had this discussion yesterday. I say pecan. What do you say?
Pecan.
Pecan. You know, I think it's indicative of where you're from, really.
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
So we're going to continue to fill up the sour cream, mix it in there. Kevin, you are doing a great job. And then
I'm on key lime number 475.
maybe we should have used real limes. That would have gone a lot faster.
Should have, yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. Tune in.
Tune in
next
tomorrow
Monday.
for part 2.
I have bandages on my hands and a splint.
And a split. Oh my goodness. So I've got all of my sour cream mixed in here, and you can see we've got 2 cans, about 14 ounces of that sweetened condensed milk. Then we've got about 1/2 of a cup of the sour cream. So it's looking good to me. And I'm going to go ahead and start mixing that while you continue.
Why don't you go ahead and start mixing
Hey,
it?
why don't I go ahead and start mixing that while Kevin is continuing to juice these key limes.
I'll be able to hold a pen for a week.
You know, we're just over here having some fun
Yep.
in the kitchen. At least I'm having fun. Poor Kevin is not. But while he's continuing to do that, so it's lime zest. We've got the lime juice, and then I'll actually go ahead and zest up some lime into our mixture here. And it's okay if it's a little bit chunky. You know, texture is fine.
Is it okay?
I think it's okay. You know, that's my personal opinion.
Maybe if it's a pecan pie.
I do like a good pecan pie.
There was a place, and I wish I could recall the name, when I was in Savannah, Georgia. Oh my gosh.
I love
Pecan
Savannah,
pie there
Georgia.
was incredible.
Oh, I bet. You know, you are in the mecca of delicious southern sweetness.
Yep.
That's true. So, Kevin, before you juice all of those limes, may I have 1 or 2 of them so I can start zesting?
There you go.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Great. I'm going to grab the cheese grater next to you. So if you don't have an actual zesting apparatus, you can use your cheese grater right here. And you can see that it's just easy.
Yeah.
Nice and
It's going to be a
simple.
little more coarse than a regular zester, but that's not a bad thing.
It's really not. You know, it's totally okay. You can use really whatever you've got if you're trying to be resourceful. No need to like become a chef and add more to your.
Oh no, let's add more. Let's add
more to your kitchen toolbox.
How many cups of this?
I think, you know, we're just going to keep going. We're going to juice all of the
is that what
limes
we're going
here.
to do?
We are. So it's pretty great. You can see I'm just kind of holding it over my my mixture so far with the condensed milk. We're going to zest it up a little bit.
Adds a nice little color.
It does. It really does. You know,
Shamrock green.
we are approaching St. Patrick's
We're
Day,
approaching.
so we're making some key lime pie because green and also Pie Day. I mean, to me, it's the perfect combination.
Hey, they go hand in hand.
They really do.
Clover and clover.
Clover and clover. So we are zesting. I'm zesting it into here, and you can see it looks great. You've got the nice bright green of the key limes. You can use a regular lime again if you don't have this or don't have access to key limes. Regular limes are just as good. Looking great. And we're just going to juice up all of the limes that we've got here. So even though I'm zesting this, I'm going to give this lime back to Kevin so he can continue juicing.
That's what I needed. One more lime to zest.
At least this one will be a little bit easier, maybe. You know what I like to do ahead of time too, if I have time, I always like to kind of roll on my citrus fruit just to kind of like get the juices flowing.
Yeah, nobody
before
cares.
I cut it before I cut it open, all of that, right? And so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and continue. I'm gonna do the last little bit of zesting here.
Yeah, you've worked this one over pretty well.
I told you I was going to.
The amount of juice that's going to flow from this one. You do 10 pies.
It's true. It's really going to be nice.
We could do 3.14 pies.
We got to 3.14 pies. Oh man, oh man. You know, I actually loved working with pie when I was doing math in school.
Really? Why? Let's
I
hear
don't know.
this
I just
story.
thought it was kind of cool.
This'll
I
get us-
like to draw it. I was kind of a bit of a math nerd, and I liked how things looked. So I love to write the pie out. So I mean, I think the zesting is looking pretty good. You know, it really is up to you, kind of, and that's what's great about this recipe is you want to make sure that you've got the sweetened condensed milk right and the sour cream right.
Right.
And then
That
everything
consistency part.
And then then that's exactly right. Everything else can kind of be up to what you choose to measure it out. So we're just about done.
Okay.
And once we get
we
I'm going to go ahead and
We are
stir
not.
this in. And while Kevin
You
is
are.
continuing to zest or juice, I think We're looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and dump some of the juice in here.
Oh, can we? Thank you.
Yeah, we can. I think that
Don't know
looks
if I
great
can
to me.
grab the cup.
I can grab the cup
Here,
for
take
you.
this. Don't get the seeds in there. After I did all that work, and you're just going to dump everything in.
It's true.
For crying out
We're
loud,
just going
Kim.
to dump this beautiful
We're professionals, for
lime
God's
juice
sake.
into our pie. We're going to stir it up, and then when we're done, we're just going to pour it into our pie tin and pop it in the oven. So the oven is at 350 degrees, and the best part about this recipe is it only takes 10 minutes to bake, which is great. And then you want to let it cool for a bit before you start putting whipped cream or anything on it. But that's it. That's our recipe.
Simple.
Simple. Very simple.
Simple.
So
Except for
28
this part
ounces.
of it.
28 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. You want about a half a cup of sour cream. Juice as many key limes as you can. A couple
With
zest
12
of
children to juice the mini
It's true.
limes.
Well, we're going to go ahead and pour it into our pie tin, pop it into the oven for about 10 minutes, and we'll let it cool, and we'll show you what it looks like when we come back out.
Be right back.
The pie's done.
Pie's done.
Happy Pie Day, Kevin.
Yeah, after squeezing 50 key limes, I'm going to have to call Dr. Viola over at the Stedman Clinic to redo the tendons of my fingers.
Or just go get a hand massage. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, we have our homemade whipped cream, and it was very simple to make. We did it with about a half a cup of powdered sugar. On top of that, about a tablespoon of vanilla, and then you put some heavy whipping cream in it, and you just mix it all together until it stiffens up, or forms what we like to call peaks. And as you can see, it looks
perfect
great.
peaks.
Look at this.
Like the peaks of a 14er.
The peaks of a 14er. We are a big fan of peaks here in Colorado. And this pie looks great. We've got, we've let it cool, and if you really want it to set, you let it cool for about 3 hours in total. But either
Kind
way.
of needs that 3 hours to set up nice. We'll see what happens here.
It really does, but it looks good to me. You can see a little bit of that lime zest from all of the key lime pie that Kevin, or all the key limes that Kevin.
Now, if you want to use the word expert right now, as far as cutting the pie, that worked.
It really did.
Now, you could probably zest a little.
You could if you wanted to, if you really wanted to get fancy with it.
But unfortunately, I've squeezed all of the key limes.
Well, it looks great to me. I'm sure it tastes wonderful.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Welcome to Nantucket Rope Bracelets. All of our stylish bracelets are handmade in our Nantucket workshop, using only the best non-shrinking line with soft, flexible finish. Find us at nantucketropebracelets.com and order your beautiful piece from Nantucket today.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
The Paltrowcast is an award-winning weekly series featuring exclusive interviews with entertainers, athletes, and other influencers. Tune in weekdays at 10 a.m. to see where the conversation takes us.
Paltrowcast. Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz. where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Good morning, Vail.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for your Monday, October 14th edition of Good Morning Vail, where we had a very sweet show today celebrating National Dessert Day. We talked all about Halloween candy, as well as a delicious dessert football that you can make for your tailgate or any special event happening during this month. And of course, we had a delicious recipe of key lime pie that Kim and Kevin made for us in the kitchen. I'm a personal fan of dessert, so I enjoyed being with you all here today and learning more about all the sweet treats we've prepared for you all on the show. We hope you have an excellent week and an excellent rest of your day. Tune in back tomorrow for more Good Morning Vail at 8 a.m. I will see you here next time. Thanks for joining us and have an excellent rest of your day.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies.